First up, breaking news coming in. Russia has refused the demand of the UN International Crime Court to stop the war in Ukraine. Kremlin spokesperson said, and I quote, "No, we cannot take this decision into account. The International Court of Justice has such a concept as the consent of the parties. There can be no consent here," unquote. I want to cut across to my colleague Natasha, who's joining us on the broadcast. Well, Natasha, Russia's statement quite unexpected lines. Many defense analysts had quite predicted this. But what exactly does the statement read, and what is Russia saying on this?
So big statement there, Suesha. Russia clearly making its intent very, very clear. Russia has refused to stop the Ukraine war as per the ICJ. They have said, and I can quote here, the statement comes from Dmitry Peskov. They've said, no, we cannot take this decision into account. The International Court of Justice has such a concept as the consent of parties. There can be no consent here. So this statement from Peskov here says that ICJ has parties that can consent or not consent to the decision, and they are clearly stating here, saying that Russia will not consent and will not stop the war in Ukraine. So there, Russia once again, making its decisions very, very clear, and they have said that they will not be following the ICJ order. Viewers, of course, you know that there was a hearing in the ICJ amid the conflict that's going on between Ukraine and Russia, and ICJ did order Russian troops to withdraw from Ukraine and stop the escalation. But here we have the statement of intent from Russia making it very clear that they will not do any such thing. Back to you, Suesha.
All right, so Russia not willing to give in to the ICJ's decision. On that note, Natasha, thank you for getting us those details. We now put out another ground report. This is from Kyiv. Massive destruction and devastation that is visible. One of the strategic targets for Russia, and it has literally been wiped out. Take a look at what Kyiv looks like now.
Kiev has been a victim of many blasts and shellings by the Russian forces. Take a look at this video from the Kiev region. 72 OMPs, named after the Black Cossacks, destroyed a column of the Russian artillery. The fighters covered a large area with aimed volleys and defeated the Russian forces. A fire broke out in a Kiev apartment building after it was hit by the remnants of a downed Russian rocket, killing one person and injuring at least 3 others. According to emergency services, firefighters evacuated 30 people from the top floors of the 16-story building and extinguished the blaze within an hour. The video shared by the state emergency services shows fire brigades trying to extinguish the fire that destroyed the upper stories of the building. Russian forces are closing in on Kiev by the day. It remains to be seen for how long the capital holds out. Agency report for Republic TV.